So, I recently saw a great video by Gaijin Goombah of the Game Theorist as part of his Culture Shock series titled The Truth of Zelda, A Link to the Past Catfish. In it, he describes the earthquake-causing catfish of Japanese mythology, known as Namazu, and how A Link to the Past interestingly depicted this. This video reminded me of another interesting reference to the myths of Takemikazuchi and the Namazu, and I felt like sharing it with both Gaijin Goombah and anyone interested. This reference is found in two of the Toho project games, Toho Juten go Hisoten, better known as Scarlet Weather Rhapsody, and Toho Juni Tensan Hisoten Soku. One game bears the reference to Takemikazuchi, while the other is where the Namazu's references lie. Let's start with Scarlet Weather Rhapsody, looking specifically at one of its newcomers, Hinanai Tenshi. Bearing the weather-altering Sword of Hiso and the ability to summon keystones, Tenshi is our Takemikazuchi incarnation. In many ukiyo-e prints, Takemikazuchi is shown subduing the Namazu with a tsurugi, or straight-bladed sword. Likewise, Tenshi's Sword of Hiso is confirmed to be a tsurugi in the original Japanese text, and its ability to manipulate the weather might very well be a nod to Takemikazuchi's status as a god of thunder. The majority of the so-called Namazu-e prints, though, show Takemikazuchi pinning the massive catfish down with a stone, called a kaname ishi. Again, looking at Scarlet Weather Rhapsody's original Japanese text, the keystones she uses so frequently in her attacks are called kaname ishi. These keystones are even stated to have the ability to cause or calm earthquakes when placed or removed. As for Hisoten Soku, at the end of Hong Mei-ling's story, she comes face to face with a giant catfish whose name ends up kinda lost in translation. This catfish's original Japanese name, Onamazu, establishes a clear mythological reference, as does one line of dialogue where it states, "I need but move and the earth itself will tremble. The lands on the surface will disintegrate." Granted, this entire scenario takes place in Mei-ling's dreams, so the Namazu Mei-ling faces may very well be just a mirage, but it leaves one to wonder what really causes earthquakes in Jinsokyo when Tenshi's keystones are moved. Nonetheless, these two games create a very interesting series of references to the legends of Takemikazuchi and the Namazu. And even though actual Namazu are never seen in Jinsokyo's reality, it's worth noting that Scarlet Weather Rhapsody makes a story out of these myths, and knowing this makes the game all the more memorable. Hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you haven't seen Gaijin Goombah's video on A Link to the Past Catfish, there's a link in the description if you're eager to learn more.